Are you looking to go big and bold on a gel press print, but can't quite figure out how to get amazing contrast and colors that don't mix and mingle? Well, get out your supplies. We can do this. Every technique video is narrated live while I'm doing the technique, so you're getting a real-time view of how the whole process works. Pull out the supplies I'm using and create right along with me, pausing as you need. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. All right, I have my gel press all set up for this technique, and it is going to get you some gorgeous contrasting colors that are so easy, and it really depends on a big, bold stencil. So grab a stencil that has lots of open space, and we're going to use this to create a really cool contrasting project with the flower in yellows and oranges and the background in a bold, bold blue. So I'm going to start off by covering my entire gel press with some blue acrylic paint, and I want to get a really nice layer on here. So I just got that down here, and I'm going to go ahead and cover the entire press. Yep, you heard me. We're going to cover the entire press. We're not fiddly right now. We're just trying to get this one color down. So we get this color nice and smooth. You can add multiple colors here if you want a more mottled look. Definitely go for analogous colors here. Something that's going to look good when you blend it together. All right, so I've got my first layer down here, and I'm going to go ahead and add in my stencil. I'm just going to pop this down. I'm going to take a piece of butcher paper or deli paper, as it's known. You can use any kind of paper that you like to use when you do your gel press prints. I'm going to go ahead and put this down and start grabbing all this color. Now I'm using the deli paper especially for this video because I want you to be able to see how I am grabbing all of that color in between the stencil and the gel press. So basically what I'm doing is creating that negative space where I can add in my other colors and keep everything separated. So when it looks like you've got pretty much everything in there, go ahead and pull up your print. And this in itself is just absolutely stunning. So you'll definitely be able to use this for a project. And then we want to grab another piece and get rid of any of this excess that you still see in here. So if you still have more, the sides don't matter so much, but the image itself, you're definitely going to want to work on grabbing any of that extra color that might be stuck in between the stencil. All right, so at this point, I want to make sure that everything on here is dry. So I'm going to go ahead and actually use my fan just to dry anything else that's on here. And I'm actually going to use a different brayer as well because I have got all this blue on this brayer. And if it's not completely dry, then it's going to blend our colors as well. So I've kept the stencil on here, and that's really to keep the colors completely segmented. You do not want any mingling of colors, especially if you're not quite sure what the transparency of your paint is. So this blue says that it is fully opaque, which means that it is not see-through. However, in a gel press environment, sometimes the layers are so thin that you do end up with a see-through effect. So we really want to keep these colors separate. So I'm just using my little fan here to dry this up a little bit to make sure that it is as dry as possible. Now I can jump into my colors. So I'm going to pop a little bit of orange in the center here. I could definitely do, a brown or whatever I want. And I want to just get those into all those little spaces. And because the blue paint is dry, you shouldn't have any mingling of the two colors. So plenty of orange in here. All right, and then I'm going to add in, and I can even put this pattern on the side. I like that. And then I'm going to take this yellow and put that in the petals. And again, get the all nice and in there. All right. And then I can pull my stencil off. So here's what I have going on. I've got this blue, I've got the gorgeous yellow and orange in the center. I need to let this dry so I can put on my final layer and pull the print. All right, so my layer is now completely dry. See, nothing's coming up. Looks great. I'm going to go ahead and just fill in the back with titanium white so that I can pull this entire print together. And we're going to end up with this gorgeous contrasting look. Now I can use this brayer because the blue on here is completely dry, so that's not going to transfer. Cover the entire back here with this nice thin layer of white. What this is going to do is adhere to the paint that's already on the plate. And then it's also going to adhere to my paper when I put it down. So again, just put my paper down and press, press, press. Give this a really nice, long contact to our gel press, so that way we get all of those little bits. It doesn't take long for it to adhere. You want to test a corner real quick here and see how things are going. And when it starts to pull up the entire thing, that's when you know you can start pulling up your entire print. And if you start to get little areas where it doesn't pull everything up, just put it right back down and rub a little more vigorously for just a second or two so it grabs those areas. It's never going to put this back down because that's already stuck to your paper. So there we go. See, I grabbed some of that, and that is really helping out. This is grabbing this little wrinkle here in the paper. It's just a little bit of pressure with my nail helps with that. There we go. See, this is where I had those two wrinkles in the paper. Sometimes you work your way around so that you can grab everything. But there we go. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous press. And gorgeous contrast with ease. I hope you enjoyed this technique and you add it into your toolbox sometime soon. When you give it a try, share it out on Instagram and tag me at Nicole Creates. I always love to see what your creative mind is thinking. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me today. And until next time, happy crafting.